This is Sims, and we are back with more Color X Malice Unlimited, and we're in Enomoto's route. We're just starting Chapter 3? Kind of at the beginning of Chapter 3, I think. And we're just about to go walk Somea home and catch the perp who attacked her, which I don't know, I'm getting the vibe that she attacked herself. And, like, you know, but, I mean, it would make sense. Because, they'd have to be really careful, you know, we gotta be careful, we don't want to mistake an arrest, you know, we don't want to do this. Because if, say, you cut yourself and you set up your own attack, and they were like, you did it to yourself, the cops are falsely accusing me, They've already been, you know what I mean? That was a whole Adonis problem, a whole X-Date thing, you know what I mean? So, they already look bad, and then you throw that out there, and people would be like, wow, I can't believe that you accused this poor girl of hurting herself, you psychos, even though she did it. Like, you know what I mean? So, they have to be real careful and wait till she says something so obvious that they're like, well, I mean, you just admitted it. And then she's like, oh, fuck. You know? It would actually, it'd be kind of more interesting than, well, we got to be careful because we think that the girl that she made mad is going to attack her. You know what I mean? Even though, well, she had an alibi. Everybody else had alibis. So it wasn't even that girl. So there you go. It has to be her. It's kind of genius, but anyway. Hello, I'm Officer Spacey Hoshino with the Shinjuku branch of the Special Regions Crime Prevention Office. I'll be your escort today, Miss Somea. I bowed. It was the first time I'd met Yuka Somea. We were in her hospital room. You're one of the local officers? Yes, Investigations has been making an effort to provide more support to victims. Officer Enomoto thought you'd be more comfortable being accompanied by a female police officer. Oh, I see. Somea looked me over, then nodded in acceptance. Because I look pretty fucking, docile and you're like, unassuming. You do seem easy to talk to, like Enomoto. A big part of my job is community engagement, actually. Feel free to let me know if you have any concerns. Alright, the discharge paperwork is all done, so why don't we get going? We left the hospital, staying mindful of our surroundings. It's actually cute that they're giving her an escort home, because, you know, maybe it's because you were attacked and they don't know the person that attacked you, but, I really think the cops would ever escort you home from the hospital. I don't know. Thank God I've never been, stabbed. I don't know. There's a car waiting for us out front to take you home. Do I have to go straight home? The press is waiting outside, so it would be best if you stayed home. They're also gathered outside your home as well, but if there's anywhere you'd like to go, I'll accompany you. In that case... The car stopped at a store near Shinjuku Station. Somea quickly jumped out of the car. I mean, the poor girl's gonna need food, Wait! I hurried after her, my head on a swivel. It's very crowded here. If there's anything you want to buy, tell me and I'll get it for you. I just wanted to do some regular shopping. You don't need to escort me. I'm sorry, but I can't let you go alone. Your safety is my #1 priority. I'm really stressed out after being trapped in that hospital. Can't you at least let me go shopping? I understand how you feel, but we need you to be a bit more patient. There are other officers and detectives protecting you, not just me. But in a place as crowded as this, they'll have trouble keeping up. How long? Huh? How long does it have to be like this? You're not going to follow me until you catch the bad guy, right? That's not up to me. But we can't let our guard down until we're sure that you're safe. That almost sounds like you're watching me. How am I supposed to relax? Why would you automatically assume we're watching you? Are you guilty of something? I've already been publicly judged. I don't think anything else will happen to me. Adonis doesn't have the time for that. Yeah, she's getting more shady as we go, huh? Maybe you're right. But maybe you aren't. There are still things we don't know about the criminal in your case. All I can tell you is that we won't let anything else happen to you. I'll stick with you like glue. I'm gonna move in. Even if your physical wounds are being healed, the psychological ones will take longer to recover. Fine. Do whatever you want. She seemed to have accepted my argument. Or perhaps she realized that arguing further was futile. Somea's shoulders slumped. At least she was willing to behave for the time being. It's so weird when it does that. This also. Hold it, please. Okay. As we browse the shops by the train station, I become Somea's bag carrier. She seems to be enjoying this. Are you gonna buy more things? Can't I? Of course, it's just getting hard to move with all these bags. So may have flitted from store to store, trying on different colorful outfits. What? This is a little weird for someone. Like, I mean, I understand if you're like, I need to go grab some, like, food and shit, like, gotta go to the grocery store, but I just got out of the hospital. Someone attacked me. I don't know, go and shop and be like, going shopping, going to the mall would just not be, you know what I mean? Seems odd. Meanwhile, my hands were becoming increasingly filled with shopping bags. Do you normally buy this many clothes? No way, I don't usually carry enough money to go nuts like this. So today is special? I've always had a pretty plain image. I thought that I should refresh my wardrobe after I got out of the hospital. I cut myself and told people that everyone thinks Adonis did it, so they'll think I'm an Adonis survivor and everyone will be looking at me and paying attention to me, so now I'm going to dress my best and get all the attention from the boys. I'm just saying there's some kind of underlying psychosis for this. Ah, a style change. I think I know what you mean. I'm always about changing my hairstyle, clothes, or accessories. There are times when I suddenly want to reset my look and try something new. I mean, that's fair. Like, okay. Sometimes you're just like, yep, nope, gonna dye my hair again. I mean, I've been doing it for years, but... Yeah, it's like I've been wearing a shell, and it's time to take it off. Though you've picked a lot of really cute outfits. I'm a little jealous. I don't think I'd look good in them. Huh? Why are you being so modest? Oh, I like clothes too, but I just end up wearing the same thing all the time. 2020, right up there. I have so many cute clothes, but I just end up wearing the same fucking lounge pants, because... Why am I going to get dressed up at home? That's a surprise. You're about the same age as me, aren't you? Yes, but there's a big gap where you go from your teens to your 20s. Feels like this insurmountable wall. I mean, we're like, at least, what are we, like 20, 21? We're like in our early 20s, but like, yeah, 18 high school is different than 20, but not that much. But we're also, like, I'm a police officer now. Actually, no, we got to be older than that. We didn't graduate in a year. You know what I mean? Not everyone graduates high school when they're 18. Like, I was 17 when I graduated high school. Like, you know what I mean? Right? Oh, wait. Hold on. How old was I? Yeah, I just turned 17. No. Wait. Yes. Most people are, like, turning 18 in the middle of their high school year or, like, right at the end. I started college when I was 17. Because I'm just younger. My birthday's October, so I was just younger than everyone else. Like, yeah. I turned 17. So I spent most of high school at 17. And then, like, most people turn 18 toward the end of their high school year, or they turn 18 before they go to college. But I started college in the fall, and then I turned 18. So, like, I've always been younger than everyone else just because of where my birthday lies and the cutoffs and everything. So, but most people, like 18, you graduate and then you go to college, but we can't be 20. Do we only go to college for like a year? Do we not go to college? Do you not have to go to college to be a cop? I don't know. Look, I don't know. I went to college. That was like you're going to college. And I went a lot. Like, I did my 2 years. And then like I took a year off and then I went back for like a year. I dropped out. And then I went back as an adult and got my 4-year degree. So, like, I mean, I did a lot of fucking school. Done like 5 years, maybe? I don't know. That's not normal, but... Well, anyway, I don't know. So I don't remember how old we're supposed to be, but... I assume we had to take in some college classes, but... Anyway. Oh, I never thought you'd say that, Hoshino. Oh, sorry. I just started rambling. I wonder if we're, like, luring her into a false sense of security or if we're really just, like, talking normal. No, don't be sorry. It's like I'm talking to a friend. That makes me feel better. The detectives are all on edge. If they're not that bad, but I can't make small talk with them. I was so bored in the hospital. Enomoto seemed too busy to stay long, too. Do you have a lot of free time at your job? Huh? Unlike investigations and field ops, I don't usually get directly involved in cases. So you do have free time, huh? If I'd have known there were cops like you around sooner, I would have asked for someone like you. You seem even less like a cop than Enomoto did. I don't really know what to say to that. Exactly. Oh, I meant that in a good way. You know, when cops are looking down at you, it's kind of scary. But you feel more like a neighborly big sister. You're easy to talk to. Big sister? She seemed to mean it in a complimentary way. Then, as a warning from your big sister, I think we should get you home. Aw, I haven't seen all the shops yet. You need to think about your own safety first. Plus, there's always online shopping. Yeah, you don't have to leave your house. Oh my god! Once we catch the suspect, then you'll be free to shop as much as you like. I think I like online shopping because you can actually find shit. Like, I was always a fat kid, so like going shopping sucked. Like, I got to the point in high school where it was like, well, I can only shop. Like, the only thing that fit me was like Lane Bryant. And like, now you're like, well, Lane Bryant has nice plus size clothes. When I was in high school, it did not. Like, it did not. It was like, oh great, I'm like 14 and I have to dress like a 45-year-old office woman named Carol. I am so much closer to being a 45-year-old office woman named Carol than I ever was then, obviously, at 14, right? I still don't want to dress like that. But there wasn't a lot of plus-size options. Torrid didn't fucking exist, you know? And at least that's, like, trendy, you know? Like, Lane Bryant's tried, but Lane Bryant was definitely, like, old lady clothes. Like, and I don't know if I'm just old or they got trendier, because you'd walk in there and I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, fine. Like, you know what I mean? You didn't have options. It sucked. So going shopping sucked. Fucking sucked. Okay. Like now you're like, okay, well, there's so many more options and so many stores have like brighter. It's not like, oh, you're a size 12. I'm sorry, honey, you're too fat to shop here. What the fuck? Like most stores go up to 14s and 16s. Sometimes you can find even bigger sizes online only, but like so many stores have more extended sizing. You know what I mean? For God's sakes, even Lane Bryant has 12s now and they never used to. 14 used to be the smallest size you could get. Like, you know, like, so it's actually nicer nowadays, okay, to be just whatever size and not be like, well, I can just never eat again. Like, so I hated that. I hated it. I have to online shop. Also, I just don't, look, we've all done it. You're like, okay, I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to try things on and there's nothing fit right. I don't know what it is, but like if you online shop and you buy things, nothing fits right. You're like, ah, fuck it. It just doesn't feel as bad than it being in a dressing room and nothing fits right. I don't know why. Yeah. Anyway. Once we catch the suspect, then you'll be free to shop as much as you like. I'll carry all your things. So let's go home, okay? No. I feel like I've been reborn. I want to do all the things that I was holding myself back from doing. Got cut on the leg. I did that in my mom's station wagon when I was a kid. Like, should I have been reborn? I mean, I know technically she was like, quote unquote, attacked, but like, she barely had a wound. People get more injured falling off of ladders in their houses than she did, is all I'm saying. She's like, girl, you're stretching this. Holding yourself back. Something else bothering you? Well, Suddenly, Somaya gave me a stern glare. Why do I have to talk about that? Oh, I'm sorry for hurting your feelings. I apologize. What? You hurt my feelings? Are you saying you feel sorry for me? No, I didn't. You do pity me, don't you? Oh, Shino, you're nothing like me. You probably don't care how people see you or the things they say about you behind your back. Someone like you can never understand me. Somaya turned away from me abruptly and ran off. Wait! I fought through the crowds, desperately trying to follow Somaya. So I think that, like, she's like a school shooter is basically, like, what's happening here. It's like, people were mean to me, so instead of hurting everybody else, she hurt herself? Works out better than coming to school with a gun. Miss Somaya! Somehow I managed to break through and tracked her down a side street. I have all your shit! Ugh, you're so freaking annoying! Stop following me! I'm finally free! Please calm down. Let's just get you home, okay? Huh? Why? You've got no right! I'm sorry, but you're very exposed right now. If something happens, Then again, I already said I'd be fine! Why do you think that? If I were in your position, I wouldn't go outside until my attacker was caught. He could be watching you right now. Aren't you scared us hanging around her and annoying her is gonna make her be like, I fucking cut myself, leave me alone! Why would I be? I've already been judged, haven't I? That doesn't mean the criminal won't come after you a second time. Judgment is only good until you're dead. What? I'm telling you, it's over. It's not like Adonis has a rule that they kill everyone that they punish. Very few people survived the Adonis attacks. Nearly every victim lost their lives. Huh? So you're saying that I should have died instead? That's the only way I'll ever be forgiven? I'm in pain too, you know. But if I can just get through this, then it'll all be over and I'll get my courage back. And no one will blame you for anything ever again. That's what you're thinking, right? Yeah, I committed a sin, so I gave myself a fitting punishment. Isn't that enough? Girl just tripped. Yeah, that's enough. Inamoto? I was wondering if it was, I wasn't sure. Mineo appeared before us, walking slowly toward Somaya. Adonis judges evil. The victims in every X-Day murder had committed some past crime. And they were terrible crimes, bad enough to change someone's entire life. And at least in Adonis's definition, that was true evil. The criminal in this case doesn't seem to have the same definition. To her, once Adonis judges evil, all will be forgiven. Somaya started trembling. Seeing her back away from Mineo, I moved to block her escape. You didn't think that people would want to avoid being judged by Adonis, but that's not the way it was in this case. Judgment will be passed and that evil will be gone. And that's what you hoped for, Somaya. What are you talking about? I'm the victim here, you know. You're no victim. You just said that you gave yourself a fitting punishment. It's basically a confession. No, it wasn't me. This was Adonis. Adonis doesn't forgive people. Your judgment was nothing more than self-harm. No, I don't feel sorry for you. Your actions terrorized a lot of people. You committed a crime, Yuka Somaya. Just a little while ago, you were on my side, Enomoto. Don't think that you can lecture me! Somaya threw a shopping bag at Mineo, then turned to me. I dropped the bags I was carrying and swept her leg. Swipe the leg! Such a Karate Kid move. Ah! As soon as Somaya lost her balance, I twisted her arm and pinned her to the ground. Yeah, bitch, I'm a cop! She's like, I got what? You think I'm just good for carrying bags? That's not what I do. Stop resisting. I held her down with all my might, but she was putting up a fierce struggle. Shut up! I was supposed to be forgiven. Every day people think I shouldn't exist. They say I'd be better off dead. I mean, that's awful. Why is that? I never wanted to cause trouble for anyone else. Am I supposed to just go to hell? We're not saying that. This country has rules, and now you've broken them. You're right. There are a lot of people who say foolish garbage like that. But it's also wrong to think that a crime hasn't been committed if you haven't hurt someone physically. And that goes for your bullies as well. They think they can do whatever they want so long as there isn't violence. But emotional violence is a sin, too. Our backup arrived and helped us restrain Somaya. A strong-looking man took her arm and pulled her away from me. Ow! Stop it! I'll come quietly! Realizing that she was outnumbered, she finally stopped struggling. Miss Somaya... Before, she'd been enraged, but now she just looked pained. Like, I kind of understand. Like, you feel the girl, you know what I mean? You're like, psycho, but then you're like, but I feel her. Like, everyone was so mean to her, telling her all, and she's like, but if I hurt myself, and then I was judged by Adonis, then everyone will, like, let it go and stop, you know, saying all these horrible things about me, maybe. They'll be like, oh, she was judged by Adonis, okay, she's cool now. You know what I mean? But the bullies are never going to stop being bullies because of that. But, you know, she was just desperate. So it's kind of sad. You're like, you're a little bit of a psycho, but I kind of understand what made you snap. Girl, we need to take you to therapy, and you'll be okay. Be fine. You get therapy, and you get therapy, and everybody gets therapy. Go talk to Dr. Maruki, you'll be fine. What? I'm putting Collar X, Malice, and Persona 5 together, bitch. This is just how it's working out. I was supposed to be born anew. You should have ignored everything you said, Hoshino. Even if Hoshino hadn't distracted you, we still would have caught you. Huh? Forensic has analyzed your knife wounds and went over the crime scene with a fine comb. There was no trace of a third party ever being there. The detectives already realized that you'd done it to yourself. So I never would have gotten away with it? And we don't even have a dog. You know, if it weren't for you pesky kids and that damn dog, right? Scooby-Doo. Anyway. Please aren't fooled by simple tricks like that. Seeing that she didn't intend to resist arrest anymore, I spoke up. Why did you decide to pass judgment on yourself? When I saw my name show up on one of those Adonis worship sites, I was scared. I didn't hurt my classmate on purpose, and I'd already apologized. How long was she going to hold a grudge? But if I got judged by Adonis, then everything would go away. I just needed to be punished, right? The fastest way was to do it myself, and that way I could make sure I wasn't hurt too badly. Mineo rubbed his temples and sighed. Then he took a deep breath. And the thing is like, I kind of understand where she's coming from, except for you use the Adonis term, and then everybody freaked out, and the whole entire country freaked out. You made a lot of people panic just to get your bullies off your back. Like, that's, you know... You moron! You don't hurt yourself for stupid reasons like that. You're a girl, aren't you? You should take better care of yourself. Slashing yourself with a knife, it isn't about limiting your injuries. Just because you're scared and bullied, doing this isn't going to fix anything. There was a brief silence after Mineo's outburst. He hadn't raised his voice because he was trying to blame Somaya. I think she understood that. Sometimes tough love. I'm sorry. The girl's face twisted as if something had opened up inside of her. Now she just looked like a regular high school teenager. Adonis had changed her destiny. Even now, the influence of Adonis can still be felt in unexpected ways like this. There were probably many other people who were using Adonis's name to deceive others. Maybe something just like this was happening at this very moment somewhere else. I'll take my leave then. Good work, both of you. Don't leave me. I love you. God, I kind of do. We watched in silence as Somaya was taken away. I'm not gonna lie, they threw Minagishi in as a kind of sort of love interest, like not really. His route was had a little romance, but I kind of dig it. I was like, yeah, no, my baby. And then Yoshinari, you're like, really? And Yoshinari, and then you're like, not. I kind of dig his route too. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. Do I need to take a cup? Do I need to get a gallon of water and drink? Am I just that thirsty? Or is it just like, no, they all have unique appeal and I just love the boys in this game. I'm still mad we don't have a Nishiki. I know people are mad about Saeki. Okay, I know. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. Like, would it be good to have one? I think it might be kind of fun, but at the same time, I kind of like that they tortured you and didn't do it. Because then you're like, now I'm just always going to imagine it. Besides, do you go down the, here's good Saeki, and then we're friends with him, and then we never find out he was part of Adonis, and we live a happy dream life? Which would be kind of fucking fun. But then you also have the flip of the coin, like, we have our romancy, terrible, like, fucking Adonis rap. I kind of want the good and the bad side of Saeki. Like, if you're gonna give us a rat, you gotta do both. You gotta do both sides of the fucking Adonis coin, right? You gotta do good Saeki where, like, he saves us and we're like, oh, and Adonis was never caught, but Saeki and I are happy and in love. And he's like, yeah. You know? And then you have to also do the dark side. Like, we need both. So maybe that's why they didn't do it, because they're like, which side do you give people? Both. Give us both. You know? But, and Ishiki, hello? No Ishiki around? He's fucking gorgeous. A motherfucker is gorgeous. I'm gonna need a route with him. Thank you very much. But anyway. And, I'm sorry, Kazuki and Akito better be fucking in love in that goddamn thing we're gonna play after this route. Anyway. We watched in silence as Somaya was taken away. Mineo and I both tried to understand how she felt. Without trying that, we couldn't have made this happen. I glanced at Mineo. He met my eyes. It's over. Yeah. Mineo, when did you realize that her wounds were self-inflicted? When I first found her, the crime scene was just too clean. I couldn't get a feel for it at all, and that bothered me. So you had doubts from the very beginning? No, I wouldn't go so far as to call them doubts. It was more like a hunch. Field ops is usually the first on the scene after a crime's committed. Our impression of the scene can determine the direction of investigation. Fuji used to say this often. You always keep your head on a swivel. If the smallest detail seems off, trust your gut. Mineo would never forget Fuji. He had been betrayed by someone he looked up to, then watched him die. Oh, right, he was like not like a, was it his partner or someone? that was actually involved with the, like, was a shady cop, and he was actually in the group of people that had the animal, like, the animal heads, the cops that were killed or whatever. And then when Enomoto thought Ogata was the one who killed him, didn't he go after him? Isn't that what happened? Something like that happened? I remember, because, well, yeah, no, the thing with him going after Ogata was more into the middle of his route, not at the beginning, right? Wasn't it? Because, like, it wasn't a part of his, like, kind of backstory where you're like, oh, hey, who are you? And he's like, I didn't punch anyone. It was later on in his route, wasn't it? Like, as his route was going on and, like, things were coming unraveled, like, that kind of happened. Okay, I don't quite remember, but look, I get bits and pieces, and I'm like, I remember this and this and this, and I don't remember how they all quite connect and when, but whatever. Anyway. Then watched him die, yeah. Whenever Mineo spoke of him, he always looked somewhat sad. But now he didn't shy away, quoting Fuji without missing a beat. And we want to avoid creating new victims, and we have to stop crimes before they happen. We need to know what an assailant's thinking and use that to open dialogue before they act. And that's what my team can do. And that's why I rejoined Field Ops. Field Operations, sorry. I knew you had your reasons for coming back to the police. You've chosen to fight for the people. Yeah, I know what it's like to hurt and be hurt, so I decided to help in my own way. SRCPO's job is to listen to the voices of the victims and the downtrodden, but mine's different. And from the moment that I suspected Somaya did that to herself, I stopped seeing her as a victim. She asked for me, so that put me in the best position to get closer to her. As I spoke to her, I discovered her motive. She probably thought she was home free when she got discharged. Not hard about how you should deal with her and how to get her to confess. You're a good listener because you have a face... Oh, because you have to. Okay, because you have to face the anguish of the public every day. It's not that you just make small talk, but you could have a normal conversation with her that didn't get bogged down with police stuff. What we needed here wasn't an interrogation, but a genuine effort to get to know the suspect. I knew you'd do the job if we asked. You tried your best today, and I know that you'll keep it up tomorrow and the day after that. Faced with an honest, sincere person like you, she wouldn't be able to keep up the act and would eventually give herself away. Yeah, we drove her fucking crazy. She's like, stop being so fucking nice, just like... No, I didn't expect to happen that quickly. Anyway, that's what I was thinking the whole time you were with her. That must sound cold to you. Answer Mineo's even-toned question. I was surprised. No, I don't think so. No, it would be nice to live in a world where everyone got along and we didn't have to suspect anyone. But we're police officers, and the real world isn't that clean. I know that. Yeah, sometimes we have to doubt people or lie to uncover the truth. I wouldn't call myself a good person, but it's the path I've chosen. As he said that, Mineo seemed very much like a police officer to me. Mineo, I think you look pretty cool right now. Oh, really? Wait, you mean I didn't look cool before? Huh? No, that's not what I meant! But I guess before it was more that you were adorable. Adorable isn't exactly a compliment to a man, but he is fucking adorable. But I've always thought you were very cool. That hasn't changed. You came up against a wall and found a way past it instead of turning around and running away. That's why I respect you as a police officer, one who's chosen to stand and fight. Oh. When you put it that way, I feel a bit shy. That side of you hasn't changed either. I can't keep up an act when I'm around you. You're my biggest weakness. But you're weak to carrots, too. Ugh, carrots are... Well, I don't like them, but they're definitely not my weakness. It's okay to have weaknesses. To have weaknesses. Ugh. Let me think. You're bad at math and science, too. Ugh, yeah, I'm just full of holes, aren't I? Despite all that, I'm proud to say I love you. Don't just come out and say it. My heart'll burst. Mineo hid his face in his hands. Okay, then I'll warn you next time before I do. I'm sorry, hold on a second. Oh, for fuck's sake, fuck off. So annoying. It's just an annoying fucking scammer call, but I just can't stand, like, I'm just hear my fucking phone on the background ringing. It's annoying. Anyway. Mineo? You better remember this. Today's the only day you can be this cocky. I giggled at the cartoonish villain line. This part of him is so cute. But he didn't like it when I called him that, so I kept it to myself this time. We walked back to the police station together. I mean, we're outside the door, but it's okay. 4:14, 9:50 a.m. I took the rest of the night to process the case. Oh, it took the rest, sorry. I was like, why was I processing it? No, it wasn't me, it was it. So Mayo was taken back to the station where she confessed to everything. No one criticized me or Mineo for going outside of our jurisdiction since it had resulted in a swift and peaceful resolution. Well, it's not like anyone would really blame us after the commissioner stepped in. Yeah, because Minagishi thinks we're hot. After that, we were both able to ask for time off as planned. Are we at the zoo? I arrived at the zoo 10 minutes before a meeting time. Mineo was already there. He does have a lot of fucking flair. Okay, he's got a lot of flair. His jacket's cute, the shirt's nice, then you got the belt. A lot of it, it's a lot together though, sweetie. I'm gonna need you to simmer it fucking down just a little. He is like... He has all the fucking flair, and I kind of love it, but again, simmer down a little bit. Mineo! No, you're early. He stopped in his tracks when he saw me. Are you okay? Yeah, sorry you took my breath away. And today you're, even cuter than you usually are. Thanks. I stayed up all night wondering what to wear. Glad I figured it out. Would have just had to show up naked. That would have been great. I mean, not for everyone else. Because you had a date with me? Of course. Oh, no, I just really love the zoo. Oh, yeah? Huh. I was up late too. No, I bet you were. Because you were looking forward to today? Definitely. Why else? Here, I'll hold your hand. Okay. We held hands and started walking side by side. The day had been blessed with clear weather. It's a great day for a date. Are you okay with our plans for tonight? Dinner with Kazuki? Sure. He wants to eat with me, huh? What a cute kid. Yeah. So far, it seemed that Mineo hadn't figured out this was all a ploy to help me pick out a birthday present for him. I don't think he's that smart. I mean, he's smart, but not that smart. How many years has it been since I visited a zoo? We should go look at the pandas. There's a petting zoo with rabbits, too. Ugh, fluffy. When's it open? It gets pretty crowded in the afternoon, so I think we should go early. It's like, drags me, bunnies. Over there! There's a white tiger! Wait up, I want to feed it! A pair of boys ran past us. They let you feed tigers? Japan, what the fuck are you doing? I don't think they let you feed tigers in America. They're like, no, you tiger's gonna eat you. White tiger. Feeding. Mineo fidgeted as he looked in the direction the boys were running. Want to go take a look? Oh, can we? Sounds interesting. If I recall, there's a limit on visitors for that exhibit. As I looked through the leaflet we'd gotten when we bought our tickets, Mineo pulled on my hand. Come on, come on. Time's of the essence, then. The white tiger calls to me. Ah! It was fucking adorable. Mineo's eyes were as bright as the young boys, and I ran after him as he pulled me along. I've never seen a white tiger. So looking forward to it. I went to, like, the bird zoo with my friends. It's like a bird park. Like, you go, and there's all sorts of different birds. And then you go in the budgie cage. It's like, I always had parakeets, right? But you go in there, and they give you little sticks with, like, seed on it, and then you stand there, and the birds are just all over you, and it's like, ah! I love this. It's literally a bird zoo. Like, and then they have, like, sometimes they'll bring out, like, they do, like, oh, here's, like, the wild bird, and they'll talk about, like, I think it was an owl or something, I don't remember what it was, and it's like, you want to pet it? Of course I do, and you walk up, and you're like, pet owl. That's an easy way to keep me happy. I love fucking birds. I'm fucking weird, but anyway. We managed to get in before the line was capped and got to feed the white tiger. It's like a big sleepy cat, except it gets fierce when it's eating meat. It had such big teeth, and it was staring right at us. You were so scared. He wasn't going to jump out of the cage and attack us. I know, but still scary. Let's go to the petting zoo next. Fluffy animals aren't scary, are they? Goats can be. Headbutt my ass. We headed to the petting zoo where I got my picture taken with a rabbit on my lap. The rabbit that came to me was a really jumpy one. Kept looking at the rabbit on your lap. Yeah, it did keep trying to come over to me because that rabbit was in a moto and was trying to pounce your rabbit's ass. The rabbit I had was much calmer. I recalled how the zookeeper had to catch Mineo's rabbit every time it jumped off his lap. Because that rabbit's trying to get his little bunny... He's trying to get his little freak on, right? I get it. He was in love with the rabbit you were petting. See? Told you. He must have been trying to join that rabbit. Pretty good theory, don't you think? I think I was trying to have sex with my rabbit. That's literally... That would be adorable if it was true. I turned back and saw that the rabbits were all on the ground. Petting time seemed to be over. Hey, isn't that the rabbit you were petting, Mineo?
Yeah, that brown one. Hey, it's eating cabbage. Its teeth are going wild, too.
But it's not actually eating very much. We watched as the brown rabbit ran over to a white rabbit nearby. It was the rabbit that I had been petting. I was like, oh god, they're not really gonna go into rabbit sex, are they? Because that's gross. Please, God. When she was like, The brown rabbit brought its piece of cabbage over to the white rabbit. Then they started eating.
Wow, maybe it was trying to give its food to the one it likes.
That's actually fucking adorable. Those bunnies are us. Looks like you were right.
Yeah, that white rabbit sure is cute, though. Other rabbits were after it, too. That brown one's got a struggle ahead of him.
Rabbits struggle with romance, too. I doubt it. Not the way they breed. For a while, I snuggled up against Mineo as we watched the rabbits eat. After we had lunch ourselves, we went to look at some colorful parrots. Yay! Bird park!
Oh, this reminds me. There's supposed to be a hidden hummingbird here.
A hidden hummingbird?
Yeah, I think it was on the list of special features.
Mineo looked through something on his phone, then showed me the screen. Pretty! Oh, it's so tiny. So this is a hummingbird. Do they not have hummingbirds in Japan? I mean, it's kind of funny because, like, if you have a type of bird near you that other people don't have, you're like, you don't have those? Like, cardinals. Do you not have cardinals everywhere? Like, I mean, I know they don't, but it's weird. Because you just think, like, cardinals. Now everybody knows what a fucking cardinal is. Like, but there's so many different types of birds, but, like, hummingbirds, like, you get them all the time here. I used to have a hummingbird feeder, and up at my parents' house, or where they used to live, like, they always had hummingbird feeders come out, and they always had hummingbird feeders out. The hummingbirds would always come. I have one that comes here to my house sometimes, and it will fly. It's happened a couple of times, not often, but enough that it's like, it's been several times. It'll fly up onto my patio, staring in through my door for a couple seconds before it flies away, and it's like, what is it looking at? Because they're attracted to, like, reds and oranges. So that's why all the hummingbird feeders you ever see are, like, red. Because it attracts them. But, like... So, like... I don't know what he's looking at. There's nothing in my apartment that would really attract him. But he, like, comes in. Must be, like, the light reflecting or something. But it's so cute because you're like, oh, I want to put my bird feeder out. But hummingbird feeders will, like, leak. And, like... You get your salt water everywhere. Well, the sugar water, or whatever the hell you put in it. Sugar, it's not salt water, it's sugar water. Oh my god, I'm not smart. Wow. And then, like, ants. Plus, we're also not allowed to have bird feeders, because birds will poop on the patio and it, like, destroys everything. Fucking patio looks like shit anyway. They wouldn't know if I put it out there. Oh my fucking god, phone. Anyway. According to the article, it was the world's smallest bird, measuring 6 centimeters in length and weighing about 2 grams. Go away. It got its name because of the sound it made as its wings rapidly flapped its wings, like a bee. As its wings rapidly flapped its wings. Do they have them here?
No, not live ones, but there's supposed to be some hidden figures of hummingbirds painted in the motif.
Like hidden Mickeys.
Just getting sued by Disney now. The article says that finding them will bring you happiness.
Huh. What are we looking for exactly?
Well, they didn't put any pictures up because it'd be a spoiler.
Now I'm even more curious.
Me too. Well, we still have time, so why don't we look around?
Okay. We're gonna find it, you know it. After a while of searching high and low throughout the zoo, we still hadn't found any trace of the hidden hummingbird. This is pretty hard. Oh my fucking god, are you kidding me? Fuck off! Jesus fucking Christ, phone. I have never had this many fucking harassment calls in like an hour span of time. Fuck off. Jesus.
The zoo's big after all, and that means we'll feel even more accomplished when we find it.
You're right. Now I'm getting fired up.
That's the spirit. We'll definitely find it. It's gonna give us its blessing.
Yeah. It's also fucking 6 o'clock on a Friday. Go fuck yourself. For me. We also went to see the panda, but sadly it had been asleep with its butt facing us. However, there were plenty of other animals to see. Sounds like a typical day for a panda. There were fluffy alpacas and scurrying little capybaras that were soothing to watch. Mineo did a sudden impression of some monkeys that we saw that sent me into uncontrollable laughter. When he asked me to do an impression, I started waddling around like a penguin.
When a cute girl copies cute animals, that's doubly funny. And that was better than I expected. I'm gonna take a video, so do it again. Hey, encore!
I didn't think he would ask for an encore. We continue to explore the zoo, looking for the hidden hummingbird while seeing the animals. Before long, the sun had set. We should get going, since we have to meet up with Kazuki.
We've seen all the animals, but we couldn't find that hummingbird anywhere.
After buying some souvenirs, we headed back to the park entrance. We really did search all over the place.
Is there anywhere we haven't looked?
Actually, when we were walking around here earlier, I heard people talking about the hummingbird. I looked around, but again failed to locate the elusive hummingbird. Too bad. Let's try to find it next time.
Found it!
Huh? Maneo was looking up at an arch decorated with murals of animals. Where?
Not the pictures, but the pillar. It's in the shadows, so it's a little hard to see.
Maneo guided me over to the bottom of a pillar. I looked closely at where he was pointing. Ah! The colors of the pillar blended together, so it wasn't immediately apparent, but there was a drawing of a small bird. It's really there! That's amazing, Maneo! I'm surprised you found it! It's so small. So it really exists. I'm impressed.
You're playing it up too much. You always get so happy about the littlest things.
That's why I love you. I'm just kidding. Do you mean I'm childish? It's a big discovery, not a little one. I frowned. What Maneo said applied to himself as well, but he looked at me with a somewhat dignified expression and laughed. I think that she's insulted by that. Like, are you insulting me? It's like, no, sometimes being happy about the little things is important. Sometimes it's the little things that matter the most.
No, I just mean that it makes you cute.
Hey! Where's this coming from?
When I see you smile, I just can't help myself.
Okay. Sorry about that. I had to go grab my door. With a package. Anyway. Where were we? Anyway.
But I'm glad we found it. Now I see why it's supposed to bring you joy, since it's so hard to find.
Yeah, I feel a little happier just finding it.
It'll bless us with happiness, huh?
Maneo looked up at the pillar, murmuring. He seemed distracted. Maneo?
I was just reminded of how happy I am already. How could I be even happier?
It goes for me, too. Staying together forever.
You're happy to be with me?
Of course. Can't imagine life without you.
Makes me even happier. You're always giving me so many things.
Whenever I'm with you, I feel like I'm the luckiest girl around. See? We're even.
I know we can't stay the way we are forever, even if I can't imagine what would change. But the time we have together now is so important to me.
Of course it's going to change, but it's going to change for the better. After saying that, Maneo paused for a while. We'll move in together, fall in love, get married, not have babies. But, they might, but not me. Maneo?
Hey, Spacey.
What is... Oh my god, is he going to kiss me? CG. Oh. My eyes widened as his lips cut me off before I could ask. Huh? Is he pinning us against the pillar? Because that's hot. Maneo is kissing me. The emotional high I felt from finding the hummingbird translated into a pounding heart. Maneo's eyes filled my vision, and they looked completely serious. My hands tightened on his clothes. It had probably only lasted a few seconds, but for those moments, all other sights and sounds disappeared. I could only think of Maneo.
There's a little bonus charm on the hummingbird, where if you kiss it, where you kiss when you find it, you'll be happy forever.
Oh, really? My vision was swimming. Maneo nodded.
Yeah, I made it up just now. Your eyes were twinkling and happy, so I thought you'd like that.
I mean, I do. That's adorable. I'm sorry, but could you just imagine if you, were having this day out at a zoo with your boyfriend or just guy you were in love with, you're like, I love, whatever. And then you found the little hummingbird and we're going to be happy together, and then he kissed you and told you that, you'd be like, you're so good. Give me a fucking break. We'd all fall for that shit. I'm falling for that shit and it's not even real. That's a mate. You're like, that's so cute. That's so adorable. Is anyone really that romantic? Where are you? Call me.
Besides, I definitely want this happiness to continue on forever. Not just now.
It's a wonderful little charm, but you don't have to worry. We already have an everlasting happiness. I pulled away from Maneo slightly and touched the clover-shaped hairpin he gave me. When I'm with you, I know that I'll be happy for the rest of my life. It settled. My fingers touched the hairpin as if checking if it was still there. Mineo saw that and sighed.
How many times are you gonna make me fall completely in love with you again?
Yeah?
Every time I see you, I fall for you more. How am I ever supposed to relax?
Again, Jesus fucking Christ. This, you know what? I'm sorry. I just need you to roll out of the... Shiraishi is my favorite, but I need you to roll out of the game because the shit you say is just magical and I love it.
Just now, when I was watching you smile so happily, I was just so in love with you that I couldn't think.
You know what it is? You know why we love these games? Oh, so they're romantic and beautiful. Real men don't talk like this. Okay, where are the men that talk like this? Yeah, I mean, okay, I love you, whatever. Like, no, I need you to actually be like this. You are such a big mush.
Yeah, it's hard to put into words, but when I'm with you, my heart pounds.
Oh, that's actually what the phone calls were. I'm like, God damn, harassment calls. People keep calling me. No, it was the poor delivery lady, because, like, was it Amazon? And, like, normally they just throw the package at the door, they put it in a package locker, but I guess she read the directions of, like, please hand to the office, and I was like, oh, and, like, obviously, that was on there before COVID. And it was because every time, like, the person that used to deliver, like, would always drop my package at the wrong fucking door. Like, they were getting closer as they went, but every other apartment, I would be like, this is my package. I gotta go steal my package off someone else's doorstep looking like a crazy person, right? So I put on there, please just freaking leave it in the office. But then we have package lockers now, so it's kind of like you can put it in a package locker, but obviously she doesn't know how to do that because she must be new. Like, that's fine. It happens. So she was like, I was trying to call you, and no, and I'm like, no, that's fine. I put it in there because people used to just drop it at the wrong doorstep. Like, I don't care if you drop it at mine, if you're going to drop it at the right one. Like, so I feel bad, and I'm like, and also, it's like COVID-19, just drop it at my fucking door at this point. Like, I'm always home, like, so it's like, those are the delivery instructions, not please give it to someone in the office. Well, it was also, too, is more like, I'd rather you give it to someone in the freaking office than not put it at the right door, or, you know, like, most people just ignore that and they just drop it at your door. Like, so I appreciate her actually going to above and beyond effort, but it's actually kind of funny. I'm like, I probably should just take that off my thing for now, because the person who I think was leaving it at the wrong fucking door probably just doesn't work for them anymore, or they were just like, you're gonna have to go to a different route because you suck. I don't know, but everybody's always leaving it at the right place, but kind of like, so she's obviously got meaning, but anyway. So that's why I was like, God damn it, this number keeps calling me. It's a poor girl. Calling me like, can I just bring the package to your house because the office won't take it? But it's kind of funny that the people in the office didn't say, oh, you can drop it on the door or put it in a package locker, because they're not accepting packages. Like, they didn't tell her how to use the package locker, like the poor woman. Like, no, that's fine. Like, poor thing. Anyway. Me too.
You too, huh?
Yeah. I know, we just cut off his emotional thing, but it was really just, I don't know, it just occurred to me, sorry. I have to distract myself from how, like, just a beautiful and wonderful all the things that are pouring out of his mouth are, because, like, people need to learn how to talk like this, god damn it. Anyway.
I wish I could stay with you and pass the time like this forever.
God, I wish there was men that talk like you.
Sometimes we won't agree, and we'll probably fight. Then we'll make up right away and laugh because it was no big deal. I'd love to live a life like that with you.
Me too. Yeah. His smile was kind, bright, and endless. I could easily imagine the future Mineo described. We'll be able to make a life like that for ourselves. Or will we be able to make a life like that for ourselves one day? Yes. It was embarrassing to admit, but I anxiously awaited that day. I looked into Mineo's gentle, smiling eyes and saw her future reflected in them. And that's adorable. And that's what you want, but you don't want to, like, rush it. Like, oh my god, we need to rush it through, we need to know. But it's like one of those, like, we're endgame, right? Like, that's, okay. So all I need to know, and we can enjoy the path there. But, like, nobody wants to, like, oh yeah, no, everything's gonna be great, and we're gonna be together, and we've been 5 years, and now you're just done? The fuck? 5 years of my life. I'm old, I ain't got 5 years. Okay, I'm just saying. So now it's like, you wasted 2 months of my life? Anyway. We stepped into the dressing room of a concert venue that Kazuki had told us to meet him at. There's my precious. Ishiki was there, writing something on a musical score with a serious expression. It's been a while, Ishiki. Hey there, good evening. In a casual conversation, Ishiki seemed calm and gentle. When I'd seen him sing, he transformed into a dynamic wild man. I'm sorry, but I really just want to path with him. I want to see that dynamic wild man in the sheets. What? Nothing? Shut up. Look, you can't help it. He's beautiful. You just kind of want to, like, I just want to pet him. Something. I don't know. wonder if all professional music artists have two sides to them. I then noticed that Ishiki was looking at Mineo.
Hey, Ishiki's here too. It was the right call to buy a bunch of souvenirs.
Mineo laid out the various souvenirs we'd bought on a table and spread his hands.
Chocolates, cookies, yokon. We got everything. Take whatever you like.
Ishiki's like, the fuck? While Mineo was smiling, Ishiki repaid it with a dubious expression. Huh? Who's this guy? Someone Kazuki knows. Huh? Did you forget who Mineo is?
Ouch! Am that forgettable, huh?
Huh. Enomoto. As he watched Mineo sag in disappointment, Ishiki seemed to realize something. I didn't recognize you without the eye patch.
I'm a man, not an eye patch.
Ishiki, please stop teasing Mineo. Yeah, sorry. It was just a little joke. You do stuff like that too? Sometimes, but his eye patch really was that memorable.
People have asked me who I am more than once since I stopped wearing it. The eye patch is even stronger than I am, apparently.
Kazuki sighed as he watched the emotionally stricken Mineo. I love the fact, I'm glad that they took the eye patch off him, but I love the fact that they did it and then they threw this in. He's like, God damn it. Like, it's just so funny.
Mineo, the pizza I ordered's almost here, so have a seat. Okay.
I thought he would just sit politely, but he dramatically slumped into a chair. It bothers him that much. As I was going to cheer him up, the pizza arrived and filled the room with its aroma. Pizza.
The scent is meat.
You got it. We ordered teriyaki chicken and margarita.
Oh, good choices. Meat, chicken.
He certainly is quick on the rebound. As the pizza boxes were opened, I thought it was a rather curious combination.
I shall divide them up, Ishiki.
Okay. Oh, we're not that different in age, so you don't need to be so polite.
Oh, really? Yeah, I think it makes it sound kind of stiff, too.
I don't think it suits you.
Hey, that's not true. I was always more of an athlete in school, so showing respect for my seniors and elders was drilled into me. If I spoke out of turn to the seniors, you'd need a mosaic to censor what happened to me.
You sports types are pretty scary. I think Mineo's just unique. You don't have to be that frank about it. Maybe it was because they were all guys, thinking that I took the fragrance of the margarita pizza. Margarita pizza. As everyone reached for the pizza, Ishiki asked me something in a puzzled tone. I mean, I know what it is, but it's just weird because you're like, margarita pizza, but it's margarita. It's actually, you're like, is that real? I've just been saying it wrong my whole life because it looks weird. Spacey, have you heard how Saeki is doing? Saeki? I blinked in surprise. Oh, he came to a concert before, and was he the one we went to the concert with? Anyway, we only write each other letters now, but he's doing well, and he's doing his best to heal. Wow. I see. That's good. I asked the police, but they wouldn't give me his contact info. I asked Kazuki to bring you here today because I wanted to thank you too. Huh? Please let me say this. When I was arrested by mistake, my days were filled with crushing depression. Still, I chose to keep singing. I thought that I could go on even if it hurt. But then I heard one of my fans was involved in those X-Day murders. Akito? That made me question my choice to keep singing even more than the arrested. And then I trusted Akito. Oh my god. Ishiki. It was the case involving Hanako Kobayashi. Oh, yeah. Hana! Crazy bitch. I love her. So it is Hanako. I remember her with the hat, the bunny hat. Yeah. Right. I forgot. Yeah, she was a psycho. I kind of forgot she was a fan. I know she exists in the back of my mind, but I wasn't thinking about her. But then he's like, and then I trusted Akito, and my god, poor fucking Ishiki. I feel so bad for this man. People had killed each other for revenge, and she had committed a crime of revenge for Ishiki's sake, against his wishes. What are you doing, Bird? I used to believe that my music would reach people and help them understand each other, but that was just idealism. I became scared that my music and message would be misunderstood and twisted into something evil.
It wasn't your fault. Nobody could have seen that coming. She refused to listen to you. She wasn't a real fan. She just had some crazy image of you.
You're wrong. She was my fan. Thanks, Kazuki, but I'm all right now. It was at the concert you guys came to. I was still dealing with it all the way up until I stepped out onto the stage. But you came to support me, and it made me realize that other people were suffering just like I was. I wanted to reach them. Once I realized that, I knew this was what I had to do for them. He's such a strong person, and beautiful. Back then, when I'd watched him perform, I'd also thought Ashiki was strong and resilient, but he'd actually been grappling with fear. This part might be a little long. Nobody lives a perfect life. We all have our own skeletons and baggage to deal with. But I don't want people's entire lives rejected because of a single mistake. You can't let some random opinion sway you. Only you can decide what's right for your life. That goes for myself and for others too. We laugh when we're happy and cry when we're hurting. Sometimes we make terrible mistakes because we're only human. When I saw you out there trying your best, I wanted to sing an ode to you, and my mouth just moved on its own. It let me give you the greatest song that I could, so thank you. Oh my! The room was quiet after Ashiki's speech. There was nothing anyone could say, but eventually Mineo broke the silence.
You hit on my woman? I just can't find the words. Ashiki, back then, I was so moved. Your music was amazing, yeah, but that's not all. You were so noble in spite of what occurred. You must have been mortified. As you stated, we're all human.
You're getting all formal again, Enomoto.
Oops. I guess it's because I'm feeling kind of awkward.
Besides, I didn't do anything. We were lucky to avoid a worse outcome because you all were there. You all were there, wow.
I was just trying my best, doing what I thought I could.
I nodded. When you stand in front of a crowd that powerful gesture cuts both ways. It's amazing to behold, but it can be frightening too. Yeah, you realize what an effect a single person can have on other people. But I don't want to stop singing. I want to believe that my music will actually reach her one day.
If that's what you decided, then I'm rooting for you.
Yes, I know that Kazuki would want you to keep pursuing your music too. He's like, I'm right here. I'd like to hear the two of you make even more music. Thanks, but my dream includes 3 people. Akito always said that he loved my music. Akito was currently on trial. I'd asked to see him more than once, but it was denied every time. He told me that he was losing his way, but it was only later that I understood that he wasn't talking about his school or work career. I'll be supporting his dream too. Akito had left me with those words before he disappeared. Okay, I know Akito and Ashiki are starting to sound the same, and I don't know. Anyway, maybe he'd meant that he'd continue to support Kazuki no matter where Akito ended up. Yeah, probably. That's what I chose to believe. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I won't give up on our dream. Right, Kazuki? I don't know. Kazuki.
Akito was a pain in the ass. He always worried about me and everyone else and never talked about himself. I don't know why he didn't talk about himself or why he didn't rely on me more. Oh, we were friends.
He looks so sad.
Every time I think about him, I wish I'd talked to him more, even if it was uncomfortable. There are some things you don't tell your friends because you care about them. There was a guy I really looked up to. Could talk to him about anything, but that wasn't true for him. Once I realized that, I couldn't accept it, and I just kept questioning why. I thought I knew him, but it turned out I only knew the part of him that he showed me.
We all try to show our best side, even if we lie.
Yeah, everyone has a selfish side. You'll never grow up if you don't admit that. Even now, I keep picking the pizza slices that have the most chicken.
Mineo! This is a serious conversation! Please don't warp it by injecting your wacky confessions into it!
No, wait, what I'm trying to say is, once you start asking questions, they keep coming. Sometimes you just need to have a little faith. The kindness and support that my friend showed me was real. And the words he left me with still resonate inside me. I won't let anyone else say bad things about him. I've made up my mind about that now.
I had seen Mineo in anguish over Fuji. He had struggled considerably before getting to where he was today. Mineo could have chosen to ignore the past, but he didn't. To me, that was a radiant quality of his.
When Akito was helping write songs, he really enjoyed himself. I know that wasn't a lie.
Exactly. His passion for music was genuine. When you two were talking about your dreams, those feelings felt like they were pure.
Sarah probably feels a lot better knowing that he has friends who believe in him.
Mineo said that with a kind expression as he clapped Kazuki on the back.
You've changed, Enomoto. Oh,
you've changed, Enomoto. Wrong person.
Have I? Still get hung up on a bunch of different stuff, big and small. Guess everyone does. When I'm in front of a criminal, I'm always thinking, how should I approach them? And what's the right move? Well, there's no clear answer. This part's gonna go long, because I had to stop because of the package thing, and then now I'm like, like, Jesus Christ. But there's no good place to stop this. Whether I stay at cop or not, I'll probably never have all the answers until the day I die. But I can still take one step at a time. I might stop sometimes, but I'll keep moving forward. And eventually I should be able to reach the place I want to be.
You're incredible, Mineo. When someone precious to you is killed, it would only be natural to feel hatred and anguish when confronted with the killer. But he didn't run from his feelings. Of course, Mineo had been hurt deeply. I'd seen him at his most fragile. But every time, he managed to cheer himself up and find the strength to move on. Everybody has weaknesses, but we live our lives trying to make up for them. It might be easier to give up and not try, but you've chosen a hard road.
You too, Ishiki. Besides, I couldn't have done it alone. It can be scary to trust someone else, but there are so many things that you'll never know until you take that leap of faith. I'm only alive today because other people took the risk to associate with each other and give birth to me.
Yeah, can't imagine what life would be like if I hadn't met you.
Well, you'd probably be dating some other guy. True. Hey, no, I'd never let that happen.
I chuckled as Mineo panicked. It's just a hypothetical. Also, I would have met you but still be dating someone else.
No, I know, but it makes me sad just imagining it. Calm down, man. You're the only guy who I can call my big brother.
Yeah, because Sasuke tries and he's like, fuck you.
What? Kazuki, come on, say that again. One more time. Repeat it. Please.
Why are you speaking English? Anyway, I was just thinking that you've helped us out a lot, so I should get you something as thanks. Ah. Kazuki was trying to steer the conversation to help me figure out what to get Mineo for his birthday. The somber mood of the gathering shifted to a more lighthearted tone. I stopped eating my pizza and paid close attention to Mineo. God damn it.
Hey, you don't need to give me anything. And don't be a stranger, man. We're buddies, right?
I knew that Mineo meant well, but that wasn't what I wanted to hear from him right now. Kazuki was probably thinking the same thing. He looked like he wanted to say something.
I'm happy just being here with you and Ishiki and watching you work hard at your music. By the way, Ishiki, what were you writing earlier? A new song, maybe?
Yeah, it's a new idea Kazuki and I came up with.
I knew it. Your songs were already great, but I've been hoping for something new. Really looking forward to it, man.
Oh no, we're getting off topic! Hey, you know, I've only come as far as I have because of you, Mineo. Obviously, I have to thank you for it. Nice, Kazuki. I silently thanked him with my eyes for steering the conversation back on track. We should have just stopped right before this, because this part's going to go on for fucking ever. Sorry. Even good friends need to have manners, so if there's anything you want...
You're so uptight, just like your sister. It's adorable.
I didn't miss Kazuki's fist clenching under the table as Mineo brushed him off again. Actually, my fists were clenched too. It was supposed to be an easy leading question, but he just ignored it! I wanted to jump in and help, but it'd be too obvious if we both started pressuring him.
You're like a brother to me, so don't worry about it. Really.
Okay, I'm actually just gonna stop here. We're going too far. It's like... Yeah, I mean, we're like, what? We're over an hour at this point, but we're never gonna stop. We're going back and forth, so I'm just gonna stop here. I know it's cock blocking. We're in the middle kind of a scene, but we can't keep going. It'll be like it'll literally be like 2 clicks when we start the next part. Watch. But if I keep going, it'll be another 10 minutes. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. Sorry about that. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.